This is a video about source transformation, which is chapter 4 in our textbook. And I've attempted to write a how-to, even though this is my first draft, so it's probably not that clear. But I do not want to touch the branch that's being asked in the question, so I'm going to always keep that one as my precious branch, and I'm not going to source transform it. But everything else I'm going to source transform, which means a voltage source in series with a resistor, like this, will be transformed into a current source in parallel with a resistor, and vice versa. So I'm going to use this, which is my step number 2, to go from here to here. And the catch is that the two nodes are node A and node B are these two, A and B. So hopefully this will become clear in one example, that this current, if I had the current, this voltage here will be this current times the resistance, which is the same. So we're going to just use Ohm's law to go from one to the other. This makes solving circuits very, very simple if you can use that in the circuit. So let's do one, because I feel like just doing the problem helps tremendously. So this 6 volts power supply is the main question here, so I'm not going to touch it. This is the supply. It's going to stay there in all my drawings because I'm interested in the current through it. Actually, the question is the power associated with it, which means the voltage times the current to find the power. In source transformation, I'm trying to draw the circuit over and over again, simplifying it. The first thing I see here is that this voltage supply is in series with the resistance. If I had source transformed this, it would be in parallel with the voltage supply, and I don't know how to do parallel. Given that these two are already in parallel, I'm going to make this now in parallel too. Everything else stays the same. So I'm going to copy the 6 volts, this resistor, this resistor, this resistor, and here the rest of the circuit is what I'm changing. So I am changing node A to node B, but node A and B stay the same. And these two branches are what I'm going to now source transform. And this is the plus up on top on the 10 volts, so I'm going to make the arrow go in the same direction. This 20K I copy, as well as everything else. And now this current here, this I will be voltage divided by resistance, which is 0.5 milliamp. So this is half, and I have 5K that I'm copying from there. And I also have the minus 8 milliamps, also I am copying from there. Now look, when the two current supplies are in parallel, I can just add them up. And when the resistors are in parallel, I'm going to do the parallel of 20K and 5K, which is going to be 20 times 5, K squared divided by 25K, which is 4K. So it's 100 divided by 25, which is 4. And when I sum these two, is minus 8 with half, I'm going to get minus 7.5. So I'm going to redraw the circuit, and now it's getting even simpler. Again, I'm going to keep my 6 volt power supply. All the other resistors stay there. And then I have one resistor in parallel with a current supply that's minus 7.5 milliamps. This resistor is now the 4K that I just calculated here, so it's this in parallel with this. Everything else is the same, 10K, 15K, 6K. This also works with dependent sources, 4K. And now, again, we hit a place where this would be better if it were in series, so that I could make the series with 10 and 6. Right now these resistors are not in series and they are not in parallel. So I'm going to redraw the circuit, making those 6 volts. So I'm copying 15K, I'm copying the 10K, 6K, 4K. The difference is that now, whoopsie, this is this 10K here, that now this guy is the 4K. Notice that it's in series, so these are the two nodes. This is node A, let me start again. Node A, and my green node is node B. This is still my node B, and this is still my node A. So now the source transformation is between A and B. The 4K is in series with the minus, oopsie, with whatever voltage I'm going to write here. And that voltage will be 4K times minus 7.5 milli, which is minus, so this goes away, 15 minus 30 volts. And now I'm going to have these three in series, so I'm going to redraw the circuit. 6, 4, and I think this was one question in the class. How is it that I can just do this? The answer is this is a 10K resistor. It is in series with the 4K and the 6K. It's also in series with the voltage supply. But resistors in series I can add up. And this is therefore a 20K resistor. This is a minus 30 volt power supply. So this is not source transformation, this is just adding up these resistors. And now obviously 15K would be in parallel if I could source transform, which I'm going to do here. It's going to be 15K in parallel with 20K. And again, this will be in parallel with a current that's 30 divided by 20, which is minus 1.5 milliamps. This continues to be 20K, so I'm just copying this resistor. This was another question. How come the same resistor is here?